Let's bring in Whitney Tilson. He's a former hedge fund manager who's also a candidate for the mayor of New York City. Welcome.
Thank you.
Why'd you decide to run?
Well, I love this city. I've been here more than 30 years. Very concerned about the direction it's headed. 75% of New Yorkers share my view that the city's heading the wrong direction. And I looked at the field, a bunch of career politicians, and I said, you know, to fix this city, you can't have someone from within the system. You need an outsider, someone like myself with a business and management background.
Well, let's talk numbers because we want to start with the economy. The index's future job prospects data fell to 65 in the past, and anything below 80, some say would signal a recession. I mean, at least that's what the former numbers have shown. Is that where we're headed?
I think likely not, but not certain.
Okay.
We started from a very strong base. The economy was very strong. Trump, with all this chaos and uncertainty around tariffs in particular, has created a lot of uncertainty, I think, unnecessarily with sort of daily reversals. But I think odds are better than even that we'll avoid a recession.
Well, that's good news. I mean,
yes.
We're showing the price of eggs right now, and that's been a roller coaster ride
yes.
up and down. So, as I mentioned, you're running for the position of mayor here in New York City, and the latest data on the poverty rates, that's something that a lot of people are paying attention to. It shows it's at 25%. So what's your plan to tackle poverty?
Yeah, well, look, it's about economic growth ultimately, and no other candidate in the race, I can't believe it, is talking about the need to grow our economy. I think we need to grow about 50% in the next 10 years, which is very doable. That's a little north of 4% annually. And we've got to be, we are the city of commerce going back centuries, the global hub of finance and technology and all. Yet all of the other candidates just talk about city government programs and how they're going to spend our tax dollars. But I'm focused on we got to grow the economy. That's what creates jobs, rising wages, and the tax base to pay for all the things we need to pay for.
And what do you tell people about safety? Because that seems to be what I hear the most when I'm out on the streets of New York. People are concerned for their safety.
Yeah, that's what I hear as well. As recently as 5 years ago, we had become one of the safest large cities in America. And then due to misguided legislation that went too far around bail reform, discovery reform, we need to reform the involuntary confinement laws. So I'm going to be spending some time in Albany trying to fix that. But also, we've let the number of police in this city drop to a 34-year low. So we need at least 3,000 soon and at least 5,000 more officers eventually because they're understaffed and don't have the resources or the laws to keep us safe.
Right. Yeah, we've been tracking those numbers as we've been reporting that through the last year or so. Let's talk a little bit more about the race. And we have some new polling that shows Andrew Cuomo is in first place, followed by Zohran Mamdani in second, and Brad Lander and Eric Adams.
Yeah.
So what's your plan? How do you plan to get in the lead?
Yeah, well, there's 3 months left, and a lot can happen in 3 months.
Sure.
Just go back and look at the last few races. But I am clearly in the outsider lane in a partisan primary in the middle of the summer with low turnout. The party has made it difficult for an outsider, but I'm the only person in that lane, and I'm going to New Yorkers and saying, I'm fed up with how the career politicians are running this city. If you want another one, I'm not your guy. If you want change, I'm the only change candidate in the race.
Yeah, let's talk about Mayor Eric Adams because there's been a lot to talk about over the last year. You know, we had Michael Blake, he's a candidate, on the show last month, and he did talk about Mayor Adams and his corruption case. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Let's be clear. Eric Adams has a leash on him. He has a leash from Donald Trump, from Elon Musk, and now the governor of New York. Because no one trusts Eric Adams to run New York City, period, full stop.
Yeah.
All right. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. He has been corrupt and incompetent since the day he took office. One of the reasons crime is up a bunch is we're on our 4th police commissioner in his 3 years. He's finally got a good one. Jessica Tisch is doing a good job here, but why did it take 4 tries?
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.